Lapels, Mr. Omar Cruz. Let's do it.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How you guys doing, Florida? Wow, this is going to be awesome because even if I'm dying on stage, I'm still walking into the light. Everything's going to be Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Omar Jose Cruz Cartagena. A little bit about myself. I was actually born on a military base in Panama City, Panama. After that, I moved to a place called San Antonio, Texas, where I was Mexican for a few years. I like tacos. I do like tacos. And then finally, I moved to a place called Puerto Rico, and I lived there for a very long time. In 2017, after Hurricane Maria, I moved back to Panama City, Panama. I'm now 40 years old, American citizen who's never lived in the United States until 2 months ago. So let's see how this goes. Oh, yeah. This is reality TV living it right now. Oh my God. Every time I turn on the television, it's amazing. Something is going on. I was raised military. Anybody raised military here? Anybody have military parents? People in the service is good, because we can make fun of them. This is how it goes. Listen, when you're raised military, you're not raised with corporal punishment. You're raised with corporal punishment and physical training. It all gets on at the same time. You get whipped and then you run miles. That's all the time. That's how everything works out. The most dreaded word in my house was report! I swear to God. It was the worst thing you could possibly hear. Me and my brother would freak out and we'd actually look at our uniforms. Do we dress good? Do we look good? Do we get the gig line? Okay, go serve the colonel. Right? And that's how everything operated in my house. There was a high level of what they call toxic masculinity. That's for sure. It starts off with Sylvester Stallone, and then it moves to Chuck Norris. After that, we graduate to James Bond, and then finally we get to Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth, the Sultan of SWAT, the Colossus of Clout, the Titan of Terror. This is the man who one time threw a 14-inning no-hitter while drunk. And as a legend, heroes get remembered, legends never die. Now so I've been in Florida about 3 months now. I'm now certified as a substitute teacher of Polk County, Florida. You can walk that if you want to. No, don't do that. The standards are low. It's like, what are the standards now? ICE agent, Polk County substitute teacher. That's where it's at today. That's where it's at. I swear, I went into a 50-hour training, how to see a sensitivity video. These 3 specific rules. These are 3 rules for being a substitute teacher in Polk County. Rule number 1, don't ask the children for a foot massage. Like, what? Oh my God. Huh? What is going on here? The standards are so low. I swear this actually happened in Polk County. An assistant vice principal asked a 13-year-old child for a foot massage. I was arrested for lewd conduct with a minor. But the first thing that I asked when I heard that story was, with the socks on or off? How does that happen? How lewd are we talking about? Because my mom makes me do that all the time. The second rule, the very second rule is you can't say gay. There's a whole law about this. You're not allowed to talk about progenders or gender specific. You can't even ask a child if they're gay or what they identify as. You could actually be arrested for this. And then the third one, this is very interesting. You guys now let me beat the children. I'm allowed to beat the children. You may not know this, but you're setting this past House Bill 1255, where parents are allowed the children to opt in or opt out of corporal punishment. So now I just get to show up every single day and read a list of names and say, may the odds be ever in your favor. Like, I don't really know how that's going to work out for these kids. It's a little too much. I want to do something a little bit different. I haven't done this in a while. So something about being a comedian is that it's always fun to get up here and tell our stories, little anecdotes, and reach for metaphors. But it's fun also to write a couple of one-liners, a couple simple jokes. So let's just do a couple simple jokes and we'll go back into this. Okay, so here we go. Round of applause, round of applause. Make me feel better. The other day, I was so high watching Netflix.
How high were you?
I was so high, I was watching Tom Cruise in The First Samurai. I thought about good sequel, The First Sushi Chef. That's going to be a good one. I was watching Forrest Gump. I know they're going to make a sequel, Forrest Gump 2, Space. It's going to be excellent for that one. I truly believe that when you run out of glitter, there's 2 things that you must do. Yeah, you must either sleep with a stripper or jerk off a unicorn. It's one of the 2. Glitter's an important thing. We all need a little bit. You know, I once read a statistic that said that if Barbie was a real person, her breast size, her waist size, and her feet size would not allow her to walk up straight, and she would suffer from chronic diarrhea. Hashtag children's shows. That's how we do. That's for the kids. That's for the kids in the back. They're here. I know that. My best friend has 3 dogs. Her name is Oreo, Nestle, and Hershey's. Those are the chocolate brands that killed her 3 dogs now, so I'm worried about it. What? Was that the line? The dead dogs? Is that the line? Okay, we're gonna go back to regular stuff then. Thank you so much. No more one-liners. I have a psychology degree. I have a master's degree. I went to law school. I do stand-up comedy. My parents are so concerned about my mental health. My son, what are you doing with your life? You gotta get it moving on. I know, Dad, but sometimes you can't stop thinking about the things that I think about. For example, we talked about Disney earlier. We talked about how Disney's very influential in Florida. A lot of people work for Disney here, but I always studied it from a psychological point of view. Because if you look to the Disney characters, there's certain archetypes of mental illnesses that exist within the universe. As a matter of fact, it's been talked about that Winnie the Pooh is the basis that Walt Disney is the character of Christopher Robin, and all the other characters are interpretations of mental illness. We look to Eeyore, who has depression. We look to Piglet, who has anxiety. We look to Tigger, who has ADHD, obviously. But then there's other things that happen. We have the Peter Pan syndrome. When you meet a man who doesn't want to grow up. It happens. It's part of our narrative life, the Peter Pan syndrome. Yeah? We also have something called the Wendy syndrome. It's a woman who doesn't allow a man to become a man. Keeps them in a kind of childlike state. You know? I personally have always wanted to have an inverted Pinocchio syndrome. As I lie, my dick will get bigger. This is what I really hope that. Because I want to be a real boy and a real man at the same time. One time I told a friend of mine, dude, I think you have a bit of a Baloo syndrome. He looked at me, Baloo syndrome? What is it? You quoted Tailspin? What's wrong with you right now? Hold on, think about it for a second. You go out with single women who have kids. I have a preferred taste. I like moms, I like single moms. I like a milk. Yeah, but then what happens when you get too close to that kid, right? You get too close to the kid, you start bonding with the kid, and then you're fucking gone. You are gone, solid gone. Let's take that kid back to the village. That's your plan. You always leave the kid behind. You always leave the kid behind. So let me tell you about something else. I know recently I just finished a book that was called Coddling the American Mind. How colleges and certain institutions are making environments where children are not practicing autonomy and have a sense of living outside of safety. Right? Kids are just using terminology that's not normal for their age. They'll just say triggers. And, this kid just say, oh, that you can't say something, but that triggers me. That triggers me. For those people who don't know this, triggers are actually associated to post-traumatic stress disorder. Unless you have PTSD, you can't really have the trigger, right? Like, oh, that just triggers me when you say that. So because of that, I developed triggers to their triggers. I don't like when they say I'm Delulu. That really annoys me. That's trigger number one. But one trigger that really gets me really rounded up is when they call me a grammar Nazi. Oh, Mr. Cruz, or you're a bit of a grammar Nazi. I'm like, ooh, that kind of hurt. That was a little. You shot me a grammar Nazi? Did you call me a grammar fascist? Or fascista? Grammar dictator? I don't think the reason that Anne Frank and her family were shot because of improper use of a semicolon in a diary. I think it just, it's a little too much. I don't think the Nazis stormed into the island and they're like, Guten Tag, Herr Frank. We see you in this Attic for 2 years now. We're writing stories, different stories in your journals now. We are world German scholars, and we are here to see what you've been writing about. I see you've written about that, right? We understand very good. Oh, look at the story. You love Peter. You love Peter, the good doctor. It's lovely, fantastic. Fraulein, excuse? Is this the improper use of a semicolon in your second paragraph? Get to the line now! Stand against the wall! Prepare to shoot! Strike them down! My second trigger is when people say I go with the flow. I'm a go with the flow kind of person. You ever see that in a bio when you're swiping or something? I go with the flow. What does that mean? What flow do you go with? What universe do you live on? I believe that people that go with the flow are dead weight. People who go with the flow are dead weight because what does a dead fish do? It goes with the flow. Swimming against the current. I'm like sperm, ignited, going against the current to find life and ignite that ovary. Don't go with the flow. Stay away from people who go with the flow. Because people who go with the flow are dead weight. People who go with the flow are dead weight. And when you get caught with dead weight in the current, you drown. My name is Omar Cruz, guys. Thank you so much for your time to check us out.
attendance again. You guys get an action 2 for any food.